Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Wasmatic. Welcome to my channel. I am working through a series of build guides, if you want to call them that, or gameplay styles for Ghost Recon Wildlands, and we've already had a couple thrown into the mix, and this one is a little bit different. I'm calling this the squad leader build or squad leader gameplay. This is predominantly about solo gameplay. It's not predominantly about solo gameplay. This is just a build for solo gameplay, or it's a gameplay style for solo gameplay. This build is all about using these three guys here to do all the fighting while you sit back and enjoy the view. So using a selection of controls that you get here, you've got fire, hold, go to, and regroup. So I can control what my guys do.
Roger.
And I can tell them when to fire and when not to fire.
Fire. Copy.
So, using those abilities, that's kind of cool the way they spread out. So using those abilities and a specific build which I'm going to show you now, you can actually just load up a sniper rifle, sit at the back and watch the mayhem ensue as your chaps will, once they've got to the point in the build where you're happy with their skills and abilities, they'll actually just do all the hard work for you. Now, a couple of caveats on this. You cannot use this approach when you're trying to play stealthy gameplay, because these guys will get seen every time you throw them into the middle of a base. You can't use it for stealthy gameplay. It's not very good for any missions where you need to actually stop somebody running away, or you need to capture somebody, because you give them advance warning and they escape. But it is enormous fun, and if you're feeling kind of lazy and you're feeling like you don't really want to have to do that much work, let these guys do all the work. I mean, I can literally just send them miles away. Let's see how far they'll go. Let's send them down there. Go on, off you go, chaps.
Copy that.
Bye-bye. So, anyway, you can see that you have a lot of control over your squad, and they will just literally do is that if you get to that point, and if that point is at the entrance to a base, you can then just tell them to fire. There you go. Oh, they are firing. Oh, that was terrible. And yeah, there you go. And tell them to hold. So, what's the build? What's the premise for the build? What skills do you absolutely need to have? Again, remember, this is just a gameplay style and a build for solo gameplay. You can't really do this when you're playing in cooperative. Well, you can, but you just need your teammates to do as they're told. So, what are the must-have skills? Let's have a quick look here. Right, so, fairly obviously, you're going to need your extra sync shots, because you do still need to have that ability to control, maybe take out a couple of enemies surrounding the base. So sync shot, as ever, that's always there. You need squad resilience, you need born leader, you need train rebels, and you need revive speed. So all of those together will give your team, your squad, the most defense and the most effective attack. So squad resilience will give them the resistance to bullet damage, which means they'll stay alive a little bit longer. Born leader will make them more efficient. When you send them in and you tell them to start firing, they'll kill, and they can kill really quickly. So yeah, so you absolutely need the sync shot just to maintain that degree of control. You absolutely need squad resilience, all of that, and you need born leader. You don't actually need last chance, because you won't be in the combat. You'll be sat outside. You'll do some firing, but predominantly that would be with your sniper rifle. Trained rebels, that's a good one to have, because this build actually utilises guns for hire, which is one of the rebel support skills. So you need to get that as high as possible, certainly to level 3. That will give you the largest group of rebels. They'll turn up and fight alongside you. So as you can see, it's not a build that's particularly designed for stealth, but if you see a little garage and you want to run in and you just want to sit back and watch your team do all the work, this is a great build for that. So you've got your squad points. Physical, you don't really need any of this whatsoever, because for the gameplay style, you don't need to sneak in, you don't need to drive in, you don't need to sprint in. You're not going to be dying that much, because your squad are going to do all the dying for you. And that will lead me on to one of the other skills in a minute. So you don't actually need any of this, because this is all about the individual player and physicality. That said, it's always handy to have all of these anyway, so particularly stamina and bullet resistance and explosion resistance. As you progress through the game, obviously if you're playing co-op, you'll need things like detection and quiet running. But for this gameplay style, you don't need any of this at all. In terms of items, as ever, you need binocular zoom and binocular recon. Those are the two skills that will help you spot the enemies in a base or at a runway or wherever, and that will enable you to choose where you send your teammates. A good one to have is flare gun, because if you're controlling your own team, flare gun gives you a degree of control over groups of enemies as well. So you can fire a flare gun into a location and draw enemies out into the open, and then just send your team in and get your team to take them down. So flare gun's a really good one to have. I'd certainly get a couple of points in that. After that, it's just binocular zoom, binocular recon, and flare gun. Flashbang, again, that's not going to be of much use to you because you're not really going to be in the fray that much. What you do need is range on your drone, and you probably need one battery, and you need both of the speed. I've only got one at the moment, but you need both of the speed and the medal for this drone. You also need full armor on the drone, so it's full range, a couple in battery, full speed. Stealth might be handy, but definitely all of the armour, and you want medic. Because what's going to happen in this gameplay is you send your team in, and if they hit overwhelming odds, and it's quite funny, they will do, and they will all die. If they do hit overwhelming odds, you just from your sniper position, from your position of command, you send in your drone and you revive them. Very handy. That's also worth noting that. No, forget that. That's just for you as an individual. I was thinking about having the no pain, but that's not for your squad. Again, weapon, not absolutely necessary, but when I've been playing around with this gameplay style, I've found that having stable aim and time to aim is really, really handy because you're using your sniper rifles, and then obviously that leads into ranged elite. So it is a fun build. It's really fun to play. I like the command element to this gameplay style, where you're moving enemies around using your diversions like your flare, and then you're sending your team in and you're telling them when to shoot, when to hold, and you're sniping, and it's just a really fun gameplay style. But like I said, it has its limitations, so don't try this if you absolutely have to do a stealth build. If you're looking at doing an assassination build and the target can run away, or you're looking at capturing someone and interrogating, they can run away as well. So it's not great for any of those missions, but as a bit of fun, I'd give this a go, guys. So I'd definitely get all those skills and give it a go. I hope you find this build or this gameplay style as much fun as I did when I was testing it out today and yesterday, and I will leave you with the opportunity to go now and test it for yourself. I hope you've enjoyed this video, very short as it was. As ever, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, really helps the channel grow, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much, bye for now.